The protests began in March 2019, when the Hong Kong government introduced a bill to allow extradition to mainland China. People were worried this would erode Hong Kong's autonomy and its unique legal system. They took to the streets, demanding the bill's withdrawal and greater democracy. The protests quickly escalated, with massive crowds filling the streets. The government tried to quell the unrest, using tear gas, rubber bullets, and even live fire. Police were accused of brutality, with allegations of beating protesters, and even using excessive force on those who were already subdued. The police also banned face masks, further fueling tensions. Protesters were diverse, ranging from peaceful marchers to those who adopted black bloc tactics and engaged in violence. They disrupted traffic, vandalized businesses they believed were pro-Beijing, and even sieged universities. The protests were largely leaderless, relying on social media for communication and coordination. The protests inspired others around the world, showing the power of people to stand up for their rights. However, China ultimately intervened, enacting a national security law that effectively silenced dissent. This law allowed mainland security agencies to operate in Hong Kong, further eroding its freedoms and autonomy. The protests have had a significant impact on Hong Kong's economy, tourism, and society. The international community reacted strongly to China's crackdown. Many countries suspended extradition treaties with Hong Kong, and the United States revoked the city's special trade status. The UK offered a path to citizenship for Hong Kong residents with British national overseas passports. Despite the government's attempts to silence the protests and criminalize dissent, Hong Kong's struggle for greater democracy continues. In 2021, the Hong Kong government implemented electoral changes that further reduced democratic participation. Pro-democracy candidates were disqualified, and elections were delayed. This resulted in mass resignations of opposition lawmakers and arrests of activists, including those who had fled Hong Kong. The situation in Hong Kong remains precarious, as the government continues to tighten its grip on the city. The protests and China's response have raised global concerns about the future of Hong Kong and the one country, two systems principle. While the protests may have been largely silenced, the struggle for democracy in Hong Kong is ongoing.